like me.
Wow, that intro was Sister Carolyn Traylor. I wanted y'all to hear a little bit of her singing. I may play another clip later in the show, but we're excited tonight. Facebook Family Week, she's here in the studio with us. Minister Carolyn Traylor, a renowned gospel recording artist. She's here with us, and man, she is a great soul. She's ministered to me today. She already preached to me, so I'm good. I'm good, man. She really blessed my soul, and so we're excited to have her. She's been on my list for a long time, and I've been trying for about 3 years to get her, and we finally landed a time. And so let us know that you're there. Again, our special guest is here in the studio with us, Sister Carolyn Traylor. We're going to hear her story in just a minute. Listen, y'all, before we get into the show tonight, man, we want to remember those who are under the weather. We know that Patrice Reed, their father, brother Harry Webb, had surgery today, and he is resting in his room. And so we want to remember them and remember him in our prayers. And then we want to remember the family of Brother Elvis. Brother Elvis was laid to rest this past week, and a great soul, man, just everybody's brother and friend. And so we want to remember the Hollis family in our prayers. And those that are sick among us, that we may not know who they are, but God knows who they are. Yeah. And so type their name in tonight. We've got Minister Carolyn Traylor. We're going to ask her in just a few minutes to give us an opening prayer. And we have some other intercessors on with us. And so we got some prayer warriors on with us tonight. And Sister Traylor's going to minister and tell her story in just a minute. I see you there. Patrice Reed with Loving Yourself Inside and Out Ministry, women's ministry leader over at the Chosen Vessel Church. I know you have several events coming up in May. And so we want to make sure we try to support you in those events. My classmate, Sister Jacqueline Foster Kelton. Hey, Jackie, thank you for your continued support. You were here with us that first night, March the 30th, the year 2020, when we started Pajama Praise. Also, First Lady Pamela Watson Daniels, you were here with us that first night. We started Pajama Praise 4 years ago, and you're still supporting this ministry. And then another founding member, Sister Sheila Bryce. Thank you, Sheila. Sheila, I told you last week I was listening to the DFW album last week or week before, and you were singing No Place to Run, No Place to Hide. And so thank you for your continued support, Sheila Bryce. Sister Pamela Davis, thank you for your continued support. Thank you for being with us. One of my favorite musicians, one of my favorite organists, Brother L.D. Mackey, I see you there. Thank you for being with us, Brother L.D. Thank you for your continued support, Brother L.D. Mackey. Sister Jackie Hart, listen, man, we are praying for you, Jackie. I know you've had some health concerns, and so we are praying for you. And we're going to lift your name, Sister Traylor. Let's remember Jackie Harden as we call on names in prayer tonight. Pastor Cynthia Diggs. Hey, Cindy, thank you for being with us. And then Apostle, Minister, Bishop Travis Dow. Thank you, sir, for being with us. Oh, man, my friends are on. And Sister Traylor, these are my longtime friends. You hear me?
Yes.
These are people that came up with me, and so we can't ever forget them. Sister Aunt Carolyn, thank you for being with us. Pray for Sylvester Brown, Abria Brown, and Daphne Hutchinson and our Reed family. That's right. Let's remember them in our prayers. Minister Krista Daniels, First Lady Krista Daniels, thank you for being with us. Oh man, we got a great host on with us tonight, Minister Traylor.
All right.
And so I'm going to go ahead and ask you if you will give us an opening prayer, and we're going to get into the interview.
Thank you so much, Doctor. I appreciate you so much for your invite. God, we come to you tonight saying thank you, God, for things being as well as they are. God, we know that you are the only doctor. So you heard all of the names that were announced tonight. God, please meet them at their needs. God, thank you for all the leaders and everyone that came on tonight. Thank you for Brother Nixon. God, keep blessing Pajama Praise. God, thank you for the content on tonight. Lord, thank you for everyone that is here tonight. Bless them individually and bless them collectively. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I see you there, Jocelyn Evans Perry. Thank you for joining us tonight. And then Minister Traylor, my little sister, Rolisa Rogers.
Yes, and
Listen,
mine as well.
I'm in debt to the Rogers family. Her father allowed me to come and play at his church for a while, and then her mother, Sister Laura Rogers. I don't know if you ever had a chance to meet Sister Laura Rogers, but Sister Laura Rogers was a phenomenal person, phenomenal singer. She became my mother. You know, she would take me home with her on Sundays to eat and ride me around in the LTD. Lisa, you remember the LTD? That's right. But she was Sister Laura Rogers. I'm forever indebted to Sister Laura Rogers. That's right, that cream corn. That's right, Lisa, that cream corn. But listen, y'all, we're going to get into the interview tonight. I know so many are with us tonight. They want to hear your story, your testimony, Minister Carolyn Traylor. And so we're excited to have you tonight. So Minister Traylor, tell us where you were born.
I was born in Greenville, Texas.
Greenville, Texas. Okay. Now, where is Greenville, Texas?
Greenville, Texas is 50 miles northeast of Dallas.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's a little small town tucked in right between Dallas and like Sulphur Springs and all of that area. So, yeah.
Okay.
Greenville. Mm-hmm.
And so it's some great people that have come out of Greenville, Texas.
It has been some great people. I got to go and say my let me just go and say my brother. since my auntie say be some talking. But yeah, my brother Roy Q Traylor, he was here. And then let me mention and CT Traylor, all of the Traylors, and then my sister Ruby Traylor, I think she's watching. But a lot of us, played basketball and all of that. So all of us are kind of known here. But it's the Thomas boys, and I know you probably have heard of Jimmy, Earl, and Mike. They were all professional football players, and they came right out of Greenville, Texas. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Oh wow. And so you were born in Greenville, and Greenville is about 60 miles east of Dallas, northeast.
About 50 miles, yeah, northeast of Dallas. And don't let me forget my brother Curtis. He lives in Japan now. He's an R&B singer. Hey, Kurt. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so you got a brother that lives in Japan?
He lives in Japan. He's been there about 15 years, and he came February and stayed a couple of weeks with me. But yeah, he's a singer as well. He and I.
Which part of Japan is he in?
He is in Osaka.
Osaka, okay.
Yeah.
I went to Japan in 2010.
Really?
I don't think we went to the Osaka area. We ended up in Tokyo, though. We may have, but yeah, Japan is an interesting place.
That's what he says.
Don't think you're gonna go over there and shop and come away with some clothes that fit you. It ain't gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen. Well, it don't happen when you order them. So I know
But wow. And so you were born in Greenville.
Mm-hmm.
You had a great family. So tell us about growing up in Greenville.
Well, growing up in Greenville was very interesting. We had a very, very famous sign that I don't need to say anything about that sign right now. Y'all look it up, Greenville, Texas. But it's an interesting place to grow up. My father, and mother were just the best. I know everybody say this about their parents, but I mean they were the best parents in the world. That's what I'm saying. They the best parents that God saw fit for me to have. And
Mhm.
so and then I'm the baby of 12.
Oh
And
my gosh,
yes,
that's
I'm
the
the baby
baby.
of 12. My oldest sister is going on 90.
So wait a minute. Now you're not a spoiled brat, are you?
I mean, spoiled, and they do it. They did it. They did it.
Uh-oh.
I try to say I'm not, but yeah, I am, and they all did it. They did.
Okay,
But
okay.
yeah, yeah. Greenville is a wonderful town. My family is a wonderful family. Yeah.
Well, Albert Joe Reed, my good friend from Killeen, says, I remember that sign.
You remember that sign? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
It kind of
And,
put us on
and,
the
and,
map. Y'all go look that up.
and, and so tell us about your years in school. Let's start with elementary all the way through high school.
Really? Okay. Okay. First of all, I can't say the elementary, and I know my sister is laughing right now because I can't say the elementary because I went to all of them because every time you look up, we were moving. I mean, so I went to all of them, but the one that I remember the most is Crockett Elementary, and then we went on to junior high school, and then I went to Texas Southern for a hot minute. And I tell people I didn't graduate, but I did finish. I did all I was going to do. But no, I'm planning on going back. I really, really am. But not to Texas Southern, but to a college, to some kind of a place. But just to get some higher learning. But because you never can get too old to learn. So I'm just doing the singing right now, but I'm going to go back to that. But yeah, I had fun school years, fun friends. Some of them I'm still friends with today. And so yeah, I have fun memories. And I live right here in Greenville, Texas still. I moved to Houston for about 8 years, and then I came back to Greenville. My parents were ill, and I came back to Greenville, so I stayed here.
So most of the people you went to elementary school you went to middle school with them as well?
I did, yes, because of the small community. Yeah, I mean, everybody kind of from all of the elementary schools, everybody ended up of course, at the same middle school. We only had one, and we only had one high school. So once you knew the people and whatever, you knew them forever. And I still get to see them today. Not all of them, but I get to see a lot of them. So yeah.
Okay, so in elementary or middle school, were you involved in music?
No, never. I never. That's the truth. At 12 years old, I sang for the first time in church, and I tell this story a lot. But I sang for the first time in church at 12 years old, and one of the elders in the church heard me sing because I did go into the wrong key, and he said, "I thought y'all said that Traylor girl could sing." So I didn't sing anymore from the time I was 12 years old until I went to college. Till I went
Oh
to take.
wow!
No, I didn't sing, nor did I go to church. And
Oh
because
wow!
no, I didn't, because I had, and a lot of times I wish I had the testimony of a lot of people that say they started at 3, they started at 4. I would have loved that testimony, but I didn't. But during that time, I would hear my dad. My dad could whistle better than a whole lot of people can sing. And
Oh
so
wow!
my dad, you could hear him coming down the street whistling for blocks. And then when he would get to the porch, people would kind of come around the porch just to hear him sing. And I remember thinking, I wish I could sing like Daddy. And then when I was on the bus going for athletics and all of that, it was a friend named Deborah Dean. That's her name now, Deborah. And it was Alan then, but Deborah Dean. And Deborah Dean would sing on the bus, and I would say, I wish I could sing. I didn't know I could because I never tried. But when I
Wow.
got to Texas Southern, I was singing in the hallway. And my friend Cynthia Sharp Williams invited me to church, which was across the street. And that church is where Olivia Branch, I moved from my old house,
Okay.
was
Yeah.
the minister of music.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, so that's how I got to sing. And that's how I got to see so many phenomenal people, because Olivia Branch knew so many phenomenal people. The V. Michael McKays,
Yeah, yeah,
the Yolanda Adams, the
yeah.
Kathy Taylor, all the Jackie Smith.
Right.
She knew all of these people, so they would visit the church, the Pastor Ralph West,
Okay.
and they would visit the church, and so we get to see them periodically. And so that's where I began to sing there. But through her, I developed the love
Mm,
of music.
mm.
I didn't have the love of music when I started. I had the gift, but I didn't have the love.
So,
And
so,
and
so
and
let's back up a little bit. So you were
okay.
an athlete. You were an athlete in school.
Yeah, I was. I played basketball,
Okay.
volleyball, through the shot put. I mean, just was just very very active in school. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Got a few trophies, but
Wow.
but yeah, that was always so much fun to me. I mean, because and then to go on to college, and I wanted to try for basketball there, but I didn't. And
Hmm.
but just to see meet those people, and I just want to tell, like, can I just say something to the young people, that because it's graduation and all of that, and they're getting ready to go to college, those are, you don't know it yet, but those are some of the best years that you're going to ever have.
Hmm.
Embrace those friends, embrace those years. I just wanted to say that because I know the season that we're in.
So do you still like sports?
Oh, I love sports. I love sports. Don't participate in them as much, but as far as looking at them, don't really know the logistics of them anymore like I used to. But yeah, just yeah, love them. Love track. Would love to go to the Austin relays. And may love that type of stuff. So yeah,
So
track.
so now in high school, you never sang in the high school choir.
Never sang in the high school choir. Never.
Did y'all have
Because
one?
I didn't think I could sing. So I wouldn't sing. No. And because I believed what I had been told. I believed that. So,
But y'all had a high school choir.
oh my God, yes, yes. Now I sang. That's what motivated me to do it at 12, because like around 8 or 9, I was at Carver School then, but we had, like, like the look choir, whatever. And so I sang there. And so that's what motivated me to be brave enough to sing in the church choir at Wesley Chapel CME Church. That was my church. That was my
Wow. And look what they missed out on all those years.
And you know what? You know how it is, how impactful it is, people's words are, because 100 years later, they have this thing in Greenville called the RWC reunion. It's amazing. It's everybody that graduated from Ross Washington Carver High
Okay.
School. They come back every other year, and that's another thing. You get to see everybody. They come back every other year, and they have this reunion here in Greenville. Well, the man that said that, I thought they said that Traylor girl to sing, he was there. They invited me to be the guest on their Sunday morning service, which it was too big. It was too big to hold at the high school. So to hold at the where they usually hold the rest of their stuff. So they held it at the high school. It was amazing. I even remember what I wore. So
Well,
anyway, and so I came back and I sang for that. And when I was walking out the door, because I had another engagement, I was walking out the door, and he was standing by the wall. The man that had said that at 12 years old says to me at 20 something, he said, Traylor. And I said, sir, because he was a coach, they call y'all by your last name. He said, you can sing. And I tell you, just him telling me, it was like full circle. I
yeah,
walked to that car. I was so happy. Now, I had been told by Olivia Branch Walker
mhm,
that I could sing,
right,
and I believed it. But until he said, Traylor, you can sing. I mean, it wasn't the same. And
right,
so that's why I'm telling you, words are so impactful. And
right.
that is why I try to talk to the young people, to tell them don't believe everything that people tell you.
Right.
Don't believe it at your young age. Don't believe it. And my words to the young people now are, my words are, don't forget the older people. That's it right there. We can get into that later on, but I just wanted to say that in case I forgot to tell you why I tell them that. But we can go on with you.
Man, that's an incredible testimony
To God be
right
the
there.
glory.
I mean, look, for somebody to tell you, you can't sing, man. And look, and I've seen you mess some houses up, you know. Look,
Nobody but God.
look, forget
Nobody but
forget this
God.
local stuff. I've seen you do it at the national, at GMWA, where all the big dogs come, you know. Where they say where everybody is somebody. I've seen you mount that stage and wipe it out. Wow, wow,
God be the glory.
wow.
Nobody but God. Nobody but God.
And so Olivia Branch Walker. So let me ask you this before I ask you that. So why did you choose to go to Texas Southern?
I had family in Houston. All of my sisters lived lived in Houston. I mean,
Okay,
well, I had two live there, four lived there, and
okay,
so they lived there. I wanted to be near family, and that that
okay.
that was why. Yeah, because I thought about Jarvis and all that, and probably it would have been a better decision. I probably would have graduated because I don't think they had near as many parties as we did. So I probably would have graduated. But I wanted to go to school in Houston. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So now you were at Holman Street Baptist Church. Is that the
No, I
church?
was at Philadelphia
Okay,
Missionary Baptist Church, where I.S. Walker, Pastor I.S.
okay,
Walker, was the pastor. Hmm.
okay. Well, and so you ended up meeting the great Olivia Branch Walker.
I mean, the great Olivia Branch Walker, and she'd go to Texas Southern. She'd go to her classes, her music classes. That's where I got my music lessons from, because she
Okay,
would come back and she would teach us as if we were in class.
okay,
She
okay,
would teach us what she had been taught. You
okay.
know, the main things she would teach us. And so when I hear the song I moved from my old house, brand new life, when I hear
Mm-hmm.
that song being played, I can actually hear myself in that background, because I
Mm-hmm.
was in the background. And so you can kind of hear yourself, because we wasn't like just professional. So she had us good, but
Mm-hmm.
we weren't just professional. We was professional as anybody else was. Let me say that. We were good. We were great, but we still were kind of off our little thing in the background, and you can hear yourself like, that's me a little bit, right there. I can hear it. And so that always makes me feel good. She's not around anymore, but that song will hang around for forever.
So you were on the actual recording?
I was on the actual recording, yes.
Oh wow, wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
so
on that CD, I do a song called "Tell It" on that CD.
you didn't tell me that. You didn't tell me that.
I know, you know what, Dr. Nixon. You know what? When you get this, you've done so much.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
Mhm.
Well, that's historic right there. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
Now, how does Tell It go? Because I think I've heard it.
You know that if the Lord has been good to you, you ought to tell it. You know,
Oh yeah.
woke you up this morning.
Oh, I know
Tell
that
it.
song. Oh, I know
Ooh,
that one well. Oh, we used to sing that in my home church, Worthfield Baptist Church. Oh, wow, wow,
Tell
wow.
it. Yeah.
Now you got me messed up already. We just started the show. Oh my goodness.
Oh Lord Jesus.
So let me ask you this. So your voice quality. So so were you trained to sing choral music or classical music?
No, not at all. I'm telling you, everything we learned, we learned from Olivia Branch Walker. And I mean, if she had that, kind of class that day or that week, she took time to teach us that. She taught us how to, your voice is here and you want it to be a little higher, how to do, the things to do, how to exercise your voice. You make sure you exercise it every single morning, at least 10 minutes. Do it in the shower where the hot water can hit it, because sometimes, when you have a program that morning, then you have one at evening, and at evening you go, man, I wish I'd have had this voice this morning. And that's only because it's like cobwebs there. And when you're hoarse, it's only your vocal cords are swollen. So the vocal exercises with the hot water and all of that's very, very necessary. And you never, never, never should sing without doing vocal exercises. And I'm talking to myself because sometimes I do, because sometimes you just do it and you forget to do it and all of that, but you really shouldn't do it. But especially you should exercise your voice at least 10 minutes. That's the singers and preachers every single day, at least 10 minutes. But you really should do it on the days you sing. And I went in the studio and I did a 9.5-minute CD of vocal exercises, but I never take it with me, anything to sell or anything, but I do have it. But yeah, that is very, very important.
So you do vocal clinics?
Well, I've done some, but because I don't play, I have to have like a person there that plays, or a staff, whatever. But yes, like for ad-libbing and training of, that as far as warming up your voice and stuff like that. Yes, that kind of thing I love to do, but just got to have a staff with me to go and do it.
Well, look, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk.
Let's do it.
Because look, I've got already have an assignment for you.
Okay,
we're gonna talk. Wow.
Okay.
But you know what? This is phenomenal. Just to hear about. First of all, I'm blown away that you did not sing until you really got to college. Because again, your voice quality. I hear singers all the time, and some of them are impressive and some of them aren't, but man, I'm telling you, your voice quality is just incredible. Your intonation, and then your delivery. And so who were some other influences in your life as you were coming along as it relates to singing?
You know what? Because everything came kind of later, it was Dr. Bobby Jones.
Okay.
And a lot of people say, but he don't, he's not the best singer. Just put it out there. That's what they say. And they say he's not the best singer. But this is what I say to them. Who can take something you don't do and make $1 million doing it? You are a genius then.
Right.
And that's exactly what he is. He graduated from high school like at 15. He decided, I want to play for a church, but I don't know how to play. So somebody showed him a couple of chords. He just started playing for a church on the way. Anything he put his mind to do. So he's so brilliant. And so Dr. Bobby Jones, he's one of those people. He's going to just give you the mic and just let you go forward. He's on the job training. That's what he does. And so he has taken me and so many others, Lemmy Ballard, different people to Italy with him and Switzerland, and just to give us that that experience over there, and he's not, he just has been just such a jewel. Willie Neal Johnson and the keynote. See, I got some old things. That's why I say don't forget the older people. Because Willie Neal Johnson would take me on the road. He asked, do you have a group? I said, no. He said, get one. And we would get in a van and we would meet Willie where he was, and he would let us open for him, and he'd pay us out of his pocket. I never knew that. I never knew he was paying us out of his pocket. And then when he stopped traveling with us, let us travel with him, I was thinking, now, see, that don't make no sense. He should why did he stop? That's pitiful how people stop. And then when I went to his funeral, I heard all of the people that got up and say, he took me on the road. He took me on the road. So nothing is really forever. So you got to grab what you grab when you're there. you know, and when we were on the road, you get what you get because it may not be your time next week. And so that's what he did. He took so many people out. And so him and Miss Dorothy Norwood that took me on
Yeah.
the road with her for 5 years.
Wow. Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, so it, you know, and she was the producer of my first CD with Malaco. So yeah, those
So
people.
let me interrupt you right quick, okay?
Okay.
When you have time, I want you to redo your bio
Okay.
because your bio, the bio you sent me, doesn't even
See, you gonna bust me right on
you.
video to let people know that I haven't did a bio in about. I promise. When they introduce me, sometimes I be like, "Who bio are they? How old? How old is that bio?" So yeah, I do. I need to update it. Thank you for that. I will.
Because
Anybody out there that know how to do a bio, get with your girl. Okay. So okay.
so because you sent me like a professional bio, but it's not really who you. I mean, you digging deep tonight. I'm like, wow, wow.
Well, okay. I think I sent you the one sheet, the one that go on top on the CD. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And so let me ask you this. So now, who did you listen to growing up?
Nobody. I really didn't. You know, every once in a while you would be in somebody's home and they would play Mahalia Jackson or they would play mm, Swanee Quintet and Dixie Hummingbird, something like that. You'd be
Hmm.
in somebody's home and they would play those people, and you would be like, ah, I like that. What's that called? But as far as listening to somebody all the time, no, I didn't, because singing was the furthest thing from my mind. That wasn't even on my, you know, none. And so I didn't listen to it. But the Dixie Hummingbirds, people like that, I love. I just love them. And let me tell you this, one time I was in LA and they were getting ready to go sightseeing, but I couldn't go sightseeing. So I came back in the hotel very a little upset. And the Dixie Hummingbirds was there and they said, "Well, have dinner with us." And to hear their stories, it made all the difference in the world. And that is one of the things. Stories always fascinate me. If you know, that's how I write songs. There's a story behind my praise, the best of my stories. So I write, I love to write stories, and I love to do that. So stories fascinate me. And so, but listening to them that day made me want to put more time in my music and all of that, because they were so dedicated to their music. So yeah, people like that's who influenced me. The Dixie Hummingbirds, if you had noticed it by now. I love
Man,
them.
this is a unique interview, man. I mean, this is just wild. I mean, to hear, when I say, well, who did you listen to growing up? You said I really didn't, man. Wow, wow, wow.
Then I didn't know. I didn't listen to anybody. We didn't play we didn't play it in the home. I mean, so
Mhm.
what I heard, it would be when I went to you know, other
Mhm.
places and stuff. Yeah.
And so you've done so I'm gonna kind of jump ahead, then I'm gonna go back.
Okay.
So now, how did you get on the stage with the gospel legends? I was on YouTube one day
Wow.
and looking, I said, that's Carolyn Traylor.
I know. Did you see my
So, so,
face? Did you see my face going, I can't believe I'm up here? If you look at now, when y'all look at it, y'all look at my face. I can't believe I'm up there. But no, I was on Malaco Records.
okay, I
And
didn't know that.
yeah, I was on Malaco Records for 19 years. A lot of
Okay.
people don't know that. But yeah, I was there, and they had chosen the people that they were, going to have on. And when I got the phone call, I couldn't even believe it. And then it was like I was supposed to do Joy, God's Great Joy, Kurt Franklin, that song. I was
Mhm.
supposed to do that song. But on the day of it, they called me and said, "No, you and Paul Porter are doing Peace Be Still." And
Okay.
it was so funny because neither one of us knew it. I mean, you would think we knew it, but we just really didn't know it. So if you see us kind of laughing because we're looking up at the camera at the words and we're so typical, Paul is so crazy. And Paul is always going to be funny. I don't care where he is. And so he's making me laugh. But what made it great is the man that's in the middle, in between us, telling that story about that storm and all of that and how the whatever shut up. He was so amazing till he got us kind of serious about it when he started telling that story. And he passed away not long after that. But it was so amazing. But how I got on God Did It on that same thing is Evelyn, which is one of my very good friends.
Mm-hmm.
Evelyn is walking down the stairs and she grabbed my skirt and go, come on. And I said, come on, what? I said, Evelyn, I know we friends. I don't know how to tell you this. I don't really know that. And so, and so she said, come on. And so I'll never forget it. We walked past. It's so funny what all happens when you're in a setting like that. You
Mm-hmm.
can, when you look back on it and you remember the things people say to you, you remember little snapshots of
Mm-hmm.
things that happened that day. And that's so many years ago. But I remember when Evelyn pulled my skirt at the bottom. Come on. And I was walking past her. Milton Bigham's mother says, I love that shoe. And I said, thank you. And I walked, I'm telling you, that's funny how you can remember the little bitty things like that.
Right. Right.
And so here I go. And now I'm on my way to go sing a song. And I love this shoe. I'm like, thank you. What size you wear? And it's happened to be the same size I wore. So of course I put them in the mail to her. But
Oh
anyway,
wow.
and so and I'm going down the steps and she starts singing and I start singing the song. And when we did Evelyn's appreciation last year in Atlanta, I
Mm-hmm.
just had to let her know that I just appreciate you so much because you trusted me to
Mm-hmm.
sing on your hit song.
Right. Right.
She didn't have to do that. And
Right.
so those are the kind of friends that
So
I
now,
really
how did you get connected with Malaco?
Roy, Mr. Malaco Wooten, he passed away. And
Mm-hmm.
Willie Neal Johnson and he were very good friends because Willie was on Malaco.
Okay.
And
Right.
when I opened for Willie Neal, Roy, Mr. Malaco, came to one of his concerts, of course, because they, whatever. And he heard me, and Willie Neal said, I want her on Malaco. And Roy, Mr. Malaco Wooten, worked so tirelessly to see that happen. And he
Mm-hmm.
brought me in to Malaco, and Jerry Smith played a song for me. And as I used to do all the time, close my eyes when I sing. And when I opened them up, the owner of Malaco was standing there and said, sign her. So
Wow.
so I got to Malaco through they called him Uncle Roy. And I
Mm-hmm.
and I love Uncle Roy for this one of these I love
Well,
him for a lot of reasons, but this particular reasons. He said, he said on Thanksgiving and all different things like that, I used to go to their home in
mhm.
Mississippi, and he would be on the phone during Thanksgiving, Christmas. If we had a program during that time and we'd be at their home, he'd be on the phone. And his wife Esther, who I love, what Esther would say, that's okay, y'all. He gonna be on that phone. I know it's a holiday, but he gonna be on the phone. But he
Yeah.
was calling radio stations, telling the radio announcers, thank you for
Mhm.
working on Thanksgiving. Thank you for working this holiday. And I asked him one day, why do you do that? Because food is ready and we're, and he didn't care. He was in there. He said, because they're working on Thanksgiving now, because none of the big people want to work on Thanksgiving. But
Mhm.
one day they're going to be station owners.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I promise you, I meet these people and I started doing the same thing he did. And they
Mhm.
will say, I play you 20 years later because you called and wish me a happy Thanksgiving
Wow.
20 years ago. So that's another thing that I would like to tell the children. Be
Mhm.
kind, be
Mhm.
nice. And if you are worth a love offering when you go
Mhm.
to a place, that church is worth a 42-cent stamp.
Right,
Send a
right,
thank you card back and
right.
just say thank you. Or
Wow.
pick up the phone and call them and say thank you, because they did not have to do that. If you're worth a love offering, they're worth a stamp back.
So by the time you got to the Legends of Gospel event, most of them already knew you, right?
Well, yeah, because I had been on Malaco, had been around, you're around the same people so much. I mean, like, you're on the same thing with Dottie Peoples and Miss Norwood, the Caravan. You have been on programs with these people, and then there's a lot of people up there that don't sing, but they're in the industry, like Sister Talisa Stinson, and all of these people that are up there, and then Harvey Watkins, the Cantons, and
Mm-hmm.
so you've already known Miss Margaret Allison, one of the sweetest people that ever lived. So yes, you already know these people. Uh, Brother Al, James, you know these people. So
So
yes, you do. You
you
do.
mentioned the song "Joy," and so did you sing "Joy" on the Mississippi? I
No,
mean, on the Georgia Mass album?
no, I didn't. No, and they were just picking people to sing different songs, and that was a song that was assigned to me. But Lily ended up singing it. She and Donald Malloy, if I'm not mistaken, or Donald Malloy sung that by himself. But anyway, one of them sung it, or they sung it together. I can't really remember. But yes, they ended up singing. They kind of rearranged the thing. But no, I didn't sing it. I've never sang with the Georgia Mass. I never sang with any choir. However, the Mississippi, I traveled with the Mississippi Mass, not singing with them, but just traveling with their choir.
So are you open now to singing with a choir?
No, not like no. I mean, what are you talking about? Like singing with one permanently?
No, just coming in being like a
Oh,
guest.
I would absolutely adore that. Oh my
Okay.
God. I
Hopefully, 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 Glenn Robertson with DFW is on tonight.
I know it. I love him. I was on their event when they first came back out. I did a song on
Oh,
their
yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
yes,
Yeah.
I love Glenn Roberts. I
So,
love yeah.
so initially, I don't know if you knew this, but the DFW Mass Choir was initially supposed to record "Joy" because
Really?
that was a song we had initially worked on with Kurt. And then when it came back around, something transpired, and that's how we ended up doing "Every Day with Jesus."
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's how it works.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's how it works. And that probably worked better for you all.
Yeah, yeah. The Lord
Mhm.
worked it out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And,
Yeah,
and
that's
so you were with Malaco for 19 years. How many albums did you record with it?
I did too.
Okay.
I did too.
And so tell us about those two albums.
The first one was um Don't Want to Be Left Behind. And Jerry Mannery wrote that song. And I worked with Derek Lee,
Hmm.
yes, and Miss Norwood. They produced that CD.
Miss Dorothy
And
Norwood?
Miss Norwood and Derek Lee
Okay.
from Bobby Jones. They produced that CD, and that was something I'll never ever ever forget. It was the first time I had ever recorded like that. Dwight Gordon, from Tyler, Texas, actually did my first what those cassettes that I ever
Okay.
did. He did a cassette on me. That was the first time I'd ever recorded. But the first time I'd ever recorded, before a company was
Mhm.
with Malaco Records, and it was Don't Want to Be Left Behind. And then I did.
Where did y'all do the recording?
Hmm?
Where did you do the
We
recording?
did it in Jackson, Mississippi, at
Okay.
yeah, at Malaco Records. We did it there, and they're still there. And
Okay.
hmm and then after that, I did. There's a story behind my praise, and I written that song, and I took it to them, and they said okay. And then at the end of the day, um, they brought in Marquise Egerton and David Blakely, and they did it. They produced that project. So yeah. So I had great experiences, and I thank God for them. because I got an opportunity to do things I may or may not would have, gotten an opportunity to do. So I'm appreciative for every opportunity that God has given me. I am
So
very
so
appreciative.
so Savoy and Malico. Now, how did that work out? Because they're the same company or two separate companies or what?
From my understanding, there is two or three different companies. It was Muscle Shoals, Savoy, Malico. Then there's Blackberry. The Williams
Okay.
brothers, but they all were distributed by the same company. But they,
Okay.
they under the same umbrella, but just a little bit, different because Blackberry's owned by the Williams brothers and Savoy. So different things, but they're all under the same umbrella. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Man, you know what? This has been, I mean, you have an incredible story.
Thank you.
I've done a bunch of interviews, but this one is different. And I think the people that are on watching tonight can say this one was quite different because you had this incredible gift of singing that did not develop until later.
Mhm.
And then, you go to the top like really fast.
You
So,
think?
yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take your word for that. Oh my
So,
goodness.
so,
Thank you.
so from
Thank
the
you so
time you
much.
left, from the time you started singing at Texas Southern to the time you came back to Tyler,
To
how
Greenville.
long was
Greenville.
Greenville? I'm sorry, Greenville. Then how long was it before you started recording?
It was 10 years. Well, yeah, about 10 years.
Mhm.
Because in there was a marriage and all of that, so yeah, but yeah, about 10 years.
Okay, but you were already. So when you came back from college, you were already singing in on programs and stuff, though, right?
Well, I can't no. I came back from college and came well when I in '86 when I came back to my parents' home.
Mhm.
Um, Desi Armstrong, and let me shout out to Desi Armstrong, who was my very first booking agent.
Mhm.
Desi would have programs at the municipal building every year. She would have a program. It would always be Willie Neal Johnson, always be the Canton Spirituals, but it would
Mhm.
always change, with other people on the program. And so I sang one night at an event her church was having, and she invited me to open up for that particular program. It was it's at the municipal building. And when you say the municipal building in Greenville, Texas, you just said the biggest place here.
Right.
And so it was at the municipal building. And so I opened for that. And
Mhm.
I was getting ready to sing, and we had a young man named Ram Davis. It was Ronald Davis. He was a preacher here, could sing. Oh my God, his whole family could sing. And he was going to play a song for me. Well, when we got ready to play the keyboard, they said no. I mean, it was like the keynotes had set up, the cannons had set up. And they were like, no, nobody can play our keyboards.
Mhm.
And man, I had this little keyboard that I bought. I didn't live far from the municipal building. I go home, I get my keyboard from under the bed to let you know I didn't know how to play and I ain't never played it and
Mhm.
all that good stuff. But anyway, I get my keyboard, I go back to the municipal building, we set it up real quick, and Ram played my song for me. I am just terrified because I'm saying, Lord, is this happening again? My great opportunity, and something is getting ready to stand in the way, the devil. And so anyway, he played it and whatever. And then the cannons and the keynotes both called me back to the back to say, we did not mean any harm by not letting you play. I love this. I love this story. This is one of my favorite stories in the world. They
Mhm.
said, but when we have to travel night after night, then if we come tomorrow and our keyboard is broken, so we can't really let anybody play. It's not that we're being mean, but we
Right.
just can't. And you could have let our musician play for you, but no, we can't do that. So we wanted to explain that to you. And that's when Willie Neal said, and in fact, do you have a group? Because I want you to open for me as I travel. And I said, wow. So that story, I remembered it,
Mhm.
looked like it was going wrong, but God turned it around. And that's how he has done so much for me in my life. It may look like it ain't gonna whatever, but God is so faithful, and he turns it around every single time. That's what I think about being here with you tonight.
Mm-hmm.
This is I hadn't been doing this in
Mm-hmm.
so long. That is why some of the things that I'm going through this year, the GMWA, the Stella's pre-show, and all of that, because I wanted to get my face back into place. Because for somewhere I got discouraged and stopped,
Wow.
and I just didn't want to do. You just didn't want to do it anymore. Just did. But that's a whole nother story. I ain't
You
really
mean
down to put nobody down. I mean, to get
right?
nobody in a low place or nothing like that. I ain't telling that
Right.
story tonight. But that's
Right.
where I was. But so I thank you so much for being persistent and for
Yeah.
getting me on this, because this is the first time and I'm enjoying this. Anybody else want to interview me? Y'all call 90. I am having a ball. I'm having a ball.
But you know what, we were talking earlier, and so this is gonna blow the people's mind.
Okay.
So we talked about this earlier. You're an incredible singer, one of the best to ever do it, and I'm not just saying that.
Oh, now
I
you
mean,
gonna make me.
one of the best to ever do it. But so we talked earlier, and I discovered that you're not a singer that ministers. You're a minister that sings.
Sings. Yes, I
Tell
am.
us about that. Tell
Yeah.
us about your calling.
I never really wanted to say it. Like I'd be in a place and somebody say, "All the ministers, please say it." No, I didn't, because I just didn't want to say it. I didn't know why I didn't want to say it. It was, because in my mind, you had to know everything in the Bible to do that. So I'm like, okay, God, I don't, and I'm learning, and this is not easy, and it was one of those things that it was like somebody told me, they said, once you accept what you're supposed to be doing, and I'm like, again, somebody saying this. Miss Irma Nelson here in Greenville, she's like, Miss Irma's like 93 years old, but she was the mother of our church when I went to another church here in Greenville. And let me just shout out to my church, True Vine Baptist Church in Campbell, Texas, where my pastor is Pastor M. Clay Price and his wife, Kamisha, who I love desperately. Those are my pastor and first lady. But it was at that church, I was over that church. And so I didn't want to do it. I just didn't want to do it. I was like, I don't want to do this. But Miss Irma Jean Nelson, 93 years old, she had a birthday. She's 93. And she said, until you do what you're called to do, everything ain't nothing gonna go like you want it to go. It's gonna go smooth. And I was like, no, that's not right. People love to say that. People love to act like they know, that type of thing. But until I truly accepted it, then it didn't. It started going like I can see God's hand all over it now. And so that's what I do. I don't know all the Bible. I don't know, I don't know, but I'm gonna do what He called me to do, and however He teach me, and at the rate He does, then I'm open to it and I'm ready for it. So yes, I'm a minister that sings. Yeah, that's what I am. My name is Carolyn Traylor, and I'm a minister that sings. I just thought I'd declare that right here on the Pajama Praise. But anyway.
Well, but that's incredible testimony. Some and coming up in the I don't know if you came up in the Baptist tradition, but that was unacceptable for a woman. Many churches wouldn't even let a woman stand in the pulpit. Which I'm gonna tell you, which was crazy, because anywhere the word of God goes, I mean, it should be welcome. And so if a woman is carrying the word in her, that's the authority right there. That's the authority of the word, not the person, not the gender.
It's the word.
It's the
One
word.
of my favorite people in the world is right here. I think he's in DeSoto, Texas. Apostle Hughes. When I
Mm-hmm.
tell you Apostle Hughes got a word for you, Apostle Hughes told me one time, don't spend time explaining it. He
Mm-hmm.
said, don't explain. You don't have to explain. I'm a woman preacher. I don't mind preaching from the floor. Don't do that. You're spending too much time doing unnecessary stuff when you got the word to preach. He
Right,
said, but just think about it. If Mary could carry the word for
right,
9 months,
right,
surely you can carry it for 45 minutes. And
right,
that was it. After he said that, that was it.
right, right,
That was it. I didn't have to explain it or whatever. If someone calls me to do it, then I pray
mhm,
that God told them to call me to do it. So I feel like I'm in order, you know?
right.
So yeah.
And you know what? And Minister Traylor, I think a lot of women struggle with that because you know what? They have this calling on their life they can't explain. They've been taught or come up in traditions where women were discouraged from doing that, or not discouraged. I mean, it's a word. They were. There's a word that I'm trying to use where there's worse than discouraged. You know, forbidden. That's the word.
Forbidden.
Forbidden to ever say that they were called to preach. Um, but God is pouring out His Spirit on His sons and daughters that they are prophesying, and so God is doing a new thing and working through people. And again, like a person like yourself, who most people would say, oh, she's a singer. That's her gift. Oh, really? I don't think it's up to us to decide what our gifts are, or other people decide what our gifts are. It's for the Lord to decide what we really are.
And that's
And
really why. That's really one of the reasons we don't, because that is what they say. They say, "Oh Lord, here come another singer trying to be a preacher." That's what
right,
they say. Oh Lord, here go another. And it's not anything that you would want to do.
right,
I mean, I haven't met anybody. I mean, well, like some kids are said, I've been wanting to preach all my life. But
right.
I'm saying, when you really know the weight of it,
Mhm.
then this ain't nothing. You just run around. So it's not like another singer just preaching. But sometimes the singing is a conduit to
Right,
other facets, and so
right.
it just kind of got your attention to get to the next place. So
True.
yeah, so yes, a lot of times we are discouraged
Mhm.
because you don't want to be told that, because you hear these things so much, and preachers will say a lot, and sometimes you're discouraged. And then singers, on the other hand, are discouraged because preachers will say, after the singer have sung, the preacher will say, now, okay, now we're getting ready to have the word, because singing ain't gonna get you into heaven. It's the word. But I just hope that the song was the word.
Right,
I
right,
just really believe, I just hope when somebody sit down and wrote that song, it had word in it.
right, right,
So
right.
I've heard a lot of people, like some people in prison and stuff, to say, I heard a song and I gave my life to Christ. So you can't,
Sure.
you don't put down that, and singers don't put down so we all working together. Because I say this, the song just digs the hole for the preacher to put the seed in. That's just the way. That's
And
just that's my
and God gives increase.
that's my
God,
thinking. That was
yeah,
yeah. That it's just you know that. And so we all work together. There's a marriage between
right.
the two. And so I'm just loving where I am right now. I promise you, I'm having the time of my life. Can I say that?
Sure, sure.
I'm having the time of my life. I really am. Just listening to God and just going for what he doing, what he tell me to do. So
Right.
thank you again for having me. I appreciate it.
Sure. So now you've traveled um, internationally throughout the country.
Mm-hmm.
And so you
Yes.
travel a lot, yes?
Hmm.
I say you travel a lot, yes?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And
I've traveled a lot, and yeah, and internationally, yes, and here, locally, and and all of that. And that's a lesson too. I'm very, very careful about saying that and feeling like you're because sometimes you can feel like you're bragging about, whatever. But I
Mm-hmm.
remember a time, another story. I have to give you a warning. Another story.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the back of a limo on my way to wherever, and somebody that was driving said the same thing you just said. They said, "You travel a lot, don't you?" And man, I don't know what I was thinking, but I just thought I'd just throw my calendar open on, never forget it. It was June. I just throwed it open. I just, nonchalantly showed them the calendar for June because it was totally booked. And they were like, wow. And God is my witness. He shut that down.
Mm-hmm.
People went to counseling like crazy
Mm-hmm.
because God gets the credit. It
Mm-hmm.
ain't nothing I've done.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about him.
Right. Right.
And I missed the mark when I'm like, I slung it open as if I've done something. And God, they started canceling. Never will forget, it was in June. It was years back. But
Mm-hmm.
I make I'm careful now to say yeah, I am. I'm traveling. But it's
Yeah.
not because it's nothing I've done. It's
Right.
all because of God. All because of God.
Right.
All because of him. He's so faithful. So yeah.
So you know what, man? Somebody said on here that they love your spirit. I mean, you do have an incredible
Thank you.
spirit. I mean, you've got the fire and the Holy Ghost, and so a lot of, well, not a lot, but many singers are gifted, and but I think the presence of the Spirit in you is what makes you different. I mean,
Thank you.
and it's not bragging if you say,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I say people don't have I just count it a gift when people, call on you. I don't think they supposed to call you. I just thank God for it. I really do. But that's from like my parents. They were grateful for my mother would say, I don't care if somebody give you a peppermint stick,
Right,
you
right.
be grateful, and then my sisters and my brothers, they just, I don't know, we laugh uh through all kinds of things. And I've had 13 family members to die, and that's where there's a story behind my praise came from. I had
Wow.
13 family members to die real close to each
Oh,
other.
wow.
And I found myself always at a funeral, at a wake, in the hospital, by the hospital bed and whatever. So, but God had given us this ability to laugh and to
Mm-hmm.
make people laugh. When I tell you, my sisters and brothers, really, I would love for them to have. I mean, they're comedians. I mean, real comedians, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they didn't get paid for that, but we are, and they could make stuff up, you know, in a minute. And so, but God gave us that ability because He knew what we were going to have to go through. And I promise, if it wasn't for laughing,
Mm-hmm.
then I don't know if we would have made it.
Okay, we lost Sister Traylor somehow. There she is.
You
There we go.
because I got. Did you hear me? Did you see me?
Yeah, you we lost you for a minute,
It
but
was
you're back.
it was a phone call coming through, and anybody out there that know how to work social media, contact me because I thought I was cutting it off. I thought I was
Uh,
cutting off the notifications. I thought I was putting it on airplane mode. I thought I was doing everything that I was supposed to do. But anyway,
okay.
yeah. So I was talking about my family though. So that we
Mm-hmm.
had to laugh to keep from crying. And speaking of laughing, one of my best friends that passed away, I don't know if you heard, his name was Fred, the pastor, the pastor,
Oh,
Fred.
oh yeah. For Ricky Smiley.
Fred, yes, from Ricky Smiley's show. Fred sang with me. Fred was my bass player.
Oh
Fred,
wow.
yeah, Fred played bass for me from the time he was 18. Fred played for me for 15 years.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
that was one of my best friends in the world. Me and Fred talk one, maybe two times every day. So, yeah. So I mean, so he kept it so funny. He was a family friend. He kept it so funny, and when we was on the road, it was just so funny. Everything was so, whatever. So yeah, so I miss that. I miss him, and just missed a lot of funny. But so I kind of stepped back for a minute, but I'm back.
So Minister Travis Dow told me to ask you about you singing with Derek Coley in '95.
Wow, there, Travis, as Travis, and thank you so much, Travis, for that. But yeah, he and I did a couple of things because he was on Savoy.
Okay, I
So
didn't know.
yeah, so we would be on some of the same programs, same conferences, and yeah, yeah, he was an amazing person, an amazing singer, and he was one of the people that would always talk about exercising your voice. Now, I don't
Okay.
know nobody do it to the extent of Derek Coley. Derek Coley exercises for at least 45 minutes to 4 hours a day sometimes.
Oh
And
wow.
so, yeah, he would. And so I mean, I don't know a lot of people that do that, but he did, and he would talk about exercising your voice a lot. So yeah, that's where. Mhm. Thank you, Travis.
Well, Tamika Thomas says God brought her when it was most needed to hear her. Her story is
Oh,
so inspiring to those that's late bloomers. Great testimony, great story.
thank you, Tamika. God
Mhm.
bless you.
But listen, man, it is already. Can you believe we've already been on an hour and 8 minutes?
How long?
An hour and 8 minutes.
Oh my God.
Wow, but seriously, your testimony and story has just been incredible. I see a lot of young singers coming along, and a lot of them don't know who paved the way for them. They don't know that a lot of people paid their dues. And the Lord is they're reaping what they've sown. Where
Yeah,
they went and ministered for free.
yeah.
And they didn't get a dime, but thank you. Somebody was telling me recently where they went to a church, and this is a renowned singer. You hear me? I mean, a
Uh-huh.
renowned singer that could really ask for whatever they want. But they went. Someone invited them to come and sing, and they just gave them $50. Like look
Yeah,
like it was they invited me to sing, and I'm not even a singer.
yeah.
But,
We
but but they just took it and went on. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, because the audience don't know the what happened. So you can't take from the audience. They came to see you. You can't not sing, or you can't say I'm not going to do it. You just know that that person that you came for that time, you may not be able to go back for them because
Right, right,
they're not, you know, they
right,
don't
right,
have. Yeah, they,
right,
so you may not go back for them, but you may not, but the people out there, they don't know it, and
right.
they came to get, to get a word, and you can't not sing because they don't have your money. But
Right.
we all have some stories. I talked to a friend of mine a couple of years ago, and this just tickled me, and this ain't funny, but anyway, when he got through singing, they gave him $5 and 5 sweet potatoes. Now I don't know what the sweet potatoes was for. I don't even know what the $5 was for, but anyway, yeah, they gave him that, and I laughed too hard until I looked back in his face and found, that he didn't think that was funny, but it was kind of funny. It was kind of funny to me, but so, but anyway, so we all got some stories, yeah.
You know what? You just made me think about. I had played in this musical. I rehearsed with them for months, and we played, and the folks shouted. It was a good musical. And so after the musical, I went to the back and was standing there. And one of the musicians came by me walking real fast. And he said, "They ain't got your money." But there was, there was nothing I could do. They didn't.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if they didn't have the money or they just wasn't going to pay me. But
Right.
but I can say that whatever. I mean, the Lord has blessed me
Definitely.
4, 5, 10s, 100 times over. You know what I'm saying?
God makes up for it every single time.
Sure.
He does.
Every time.
He
Every
does.
time. But listen, you know what, man? We've come to the end of the show. Man, this has been an incredible interview. I mean, just incredible. I always get inspired through hearing people's stories and their testimonies of how the Lord has brought them and how the Lord is using them. And so, what do you want people to remember about you and your ministry?
I just hope I was. I want you to remember that I treated people the way I wanted to be treated, and that whenever I left the stage, when I was there, you saw God.
Mm.
You know, you didn't see me, you saw Him, and so that's what that's what I would love to be my legacy.
Mm.
Yeah.
So how do people book you?
They could, of course, social media, which I'm not good at, but Facebook and I'm still trying to work on a lot of, some of the other things, but people know, just Carolyn Traylor is Taylor with an R, Carolyn Traylor through all social media uh, sites. You can get in touch with me, and my phone number, if you got an ink pen, I was trying to give you time to get an ink pen, is 903-268-5035. And so yeah, and my email is all on my page, officially carolyntrailer.com.
And so you can be booked as a preacher to preach or to sing, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And so hopefully, now that people know that you are a minister, that they will invite you to come and preach,
Well,
Preach.
whatever God says. And thank you for that, for telling the people.
Wow. And so one of the things I like to do, Sister Carolyn, is just kind of shout out to the people that took out their time to join
Yes.
us.
Yes.
I think that people are important, and I always try to acknowledge them, that they took out their busy schedules.
Yes.
I know that sometimes when we get a platform, we sometimes forget about the people, but I always think that the people we serve and minister to are the real important people. Sister
Yes.
Ramona White, who's a great worship leader, Sister Ramona White. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Yes.
Again, my little sister, Rolisa Rogers.
Yes. My sister as well.
Yeah. Thank you for being with us, my cousin. Listen, Carolyn, I got a cousin. Her name is Tammy Washington. And you kind of remind me a lot of her. Man, Tammy, when we were teenagers, man, she'd shout all over the church and just pray. And Greater Mount Tabor, it was Baptist Church back then, but they did a recording.
Pastor Nash.
Huh?
Pastor Nash.
No, this one is in Fort Worth,
Okay.
where Pastor E.L. Bowman was the pastor back
Okay.
then, and his son Elvis. They were the first people in this area to bring the Hawkins family to town.
Wow.
But they did a recording, and my cousin Tammy is praying on that recording, and I think they did that recording like way back in the 70s or something like that.
Wow.
And so thank you for being with us, Tammy. Tamika Thomas, thank you for your continued support, encouraging words. Sister Jackie Harden, thank you. We are praying for you. We're
Praying for you, Jackie.
praying for healing. Sister Pamela Davis, thank you.
Pam.
You know Pamela Davis?
Pamela Davis.
Yes. And so Sister Sheila Bryce, Carolyn, I don't know if you've had a chance to meet Sheila Bryce, but you need to meet Sheila Bryce. Sheila
Okay.
Bryce recorded with the BFW Mass Choir.
Okay.
Sheila, did you ever hear Kirk Franklin and the Family?
Yes, that's all.
Sheila Bryce's mother with Kirk Franklin and the Family, incredible singer. She's been supporting this ministry for 4 years.
Wow.
So I honor you, Sheila, for your continued support for your ministry. Let's see, who else do we have here? Brother Aaron Angton, and his group Integrity. I don't know if he still has the group Integrity, but Brother Aaron, man, he's been around a long time. He's one of the original DFW choir members, and I think he was at one point. I think he may have sang with the Family. I'm not sure, but thank you for your support, Aaron. Sister Linda Moore Evans.
Aaron, did you say Aaron?
Yeah, Aaron
That's
Angton.
my friend.
Yeah.
Aaron.
Yeah, Brother Aaron, he's been around a long time. Sister Linda Moore Evans, thank you. Sister Cynthia Nixon Cavett. We related somehow, we just don't know yet. The Nixon family was at Rising Star Baptist Church in Fort Worth years ago when I was the organist there. And we never could make the connection, but I know we're related somehow. But Cynthia Nixon Cavett is on with us. Thank you, Cynthia. And then my older sister, I didn't say old Terry, I said older. But Terry Swift Gadsden is on with us.
All right.
Terry, we got the Hymn Fest coming up at True Vine first Sunday in June. I need you there in that section to keep those sections together. Terry Swift Gadsden, another great musician here in the city of Fort Worth. Sister Sharon Johnson Paul. Now, Sister Carolyn Traylor. Now, look, we got some singers on tonight.
All right.
Now, Sharon Johnson Paul, man, this sister can blow. You hear me? Oh, she can blow. Thank you, Sharon, for your support. Thank you for being with us tonight. Sister JT, Sister Johnny Talton from Pilgrim Valley Baptist Church. Thank you.
Pilgrim Valley. Okay.
Pilgrim Valley. That's right.
Yes. Hey.
Years ago, as the minister of music, and Sister Johnny Talton is on with us tonight. Brother Marcus Gayton currently serves as their minister of music. Let's see who else we have. Anthony Dangerfield, thank you for being with us.
Anthony, I was with them on yesterday.
He says blessings from Morning Chapel, CME.
Morning Chapel. Thank you, Morning Chapel, Pastor Hollenshed, Sister Hollenshed. Thank y'all. They were amazing this weekend.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm still going through that basket of goodies y'all gave me.
Listen, man, my good friend, Brother Leslie, man, is the organist over there.
Leslie.
Yeah, you talking about a musician, Brother Leslie.
Yes.
There. And then my other good friend, the choir director, Angela Bell.
Angela.
Yeah. I mean, I've got some good friends over there. Then Minister Travis Dow, thank you so much for your continued support. Sister Deborah Bell, another great musician and singer. Thank you, Sister Deborah Bell, for being with us tonight. Yeah. Tell Elder Bell I said hello. Let's see who else we have here. Brother DeMonte Chisholm. Right. Thank you, Brother DeMonte.
Hey, DeMonte, I need to call you.
Yeah, DeMonte has a song with GMWA this year. Thank you, Brother DeMonte, great writer, one of our educators. Brother Bobby Cooper. Hey, Brother Bobby, man, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for the work that you do in ministry. Thank you for your all that you do, Brother Bobby Cooper. Let's see who else. Dr. Gwen Morrison from Tarrant County College. Um,
Hey.
Carolyn, Dr. Gwen Morrison is one of my mentors.
Wow.
She started mentoring me way back in the 80s when I first worked for Fort Worth ISD. And now she's on the board for Tarrant County College. Thank
Wow.
you for all that you do,
Yeah.
Dr. Gwen Morrison. Brother Eric Spencer, Eric Spencer said that he's going to help you with your bio. And
Thank
so,
you, Eric. I know what he's saying now. He's going, Callan. Now, don't you tell nobody you don't know about that bio, Callan. I know that's what he's saying.
all right, Brother Eric, we're going to hold you to that because, man, Minister Carolyn has an incredible history, and we need to get it documented. Let's see, who else do we have here? Sister Bessie Lonell Hamilton, another great singer, worship leader.
Yes, Bessie.
Sister Bessie, Bessie, Toy, and Debbie, they're going to be with us on June the 2nd for the Hymn Fest at True Line Baptist Church. Brother John Jocelyn from the Bethany Baptist Church. Thank you, Brother John. Thank you so much for your support tonight. Let's see, Sister Bertha Johnson from Rising Star Baptist Church.
Hey.
Thank you, Bertha, for being with us. Brother Thaddeus Earl Faulkner, I'm still rejoicing from y'all's musical last week. All right. Thaddeus said that his grandbaby broke 2 of your records, and he had 2 records, and the grandbaby broke them.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we gotta get some more to you. I know.
All right. Hey, Carolyn, thank you for being with us tonight. Thank you for your continued support. Sister Julia Kathy Steptoe, one of my favorite organists, thank you for being with us. Sister Gwen Taylor, all the way from Macedonia Baptist Church in Midland, she said that you've been out to the Midland, Carolyn?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. How you doing?
Sister Gwen Taylor, thank you for being with us. She said that you truly blessed them at Macedonia in Midland.
I had a ball. I had a wonderful time. Yes.
Gwen lives there now, but Gwen is from Fort Worth. She's from Pilgrim Valley in Fort Worth.
Okay.
Listen,
okay.
if you ever down in Killeen, Sister Carolyn, you need to look up Brother Albert Joe Reed. He is
okay.
Great musicians down there in Killeen, Texas. Everybody in Killeen knows Brother Albert Joe. He's well known in Texas Mass too. He was a longtime member of the Texas Mass Choir. And thank you for your continued support, Brother Albert Joe. Elder Cooper, thank you for being with us from First St. John Full Gospel Baptist Church, where Bishop Kenneth Spear serves as the pastor, overseer. Thank you for being with us tonight. Pastor Cynthia Diggs, my long time friend.
I love her.
From the Fellowship Baptist Church, from the Israelite Gospel Choir. Thank you, Pastor Cynthia Diggs.
She's amazing.
She is. Sister Jocelyn Evans, thank you for being with us tonight. Thank you for your continued support. First Lady Kristen Daniels, thank you for being with us tonight. Thank you for your continued support. Brother L.D. Mackey, man, another excellent musician. Thank you, Brother L.D., for being with us. First Lady Pamela Watson Daniels, thank you so much. Thank you for your continued support. My classmate, Jacqueline Foster, and Catrice Reed, with Loving Yourself Inside and Out Ministry. Catrice serves as the women's ministry leader at the Chosen Vessel Church. Thank you for your continued support. I know there's so many others on with us. I can't see everyone that is with us tonight, but again, it has been an honor and privilege to hear the story of Minister Carolyn Traylor. We got a little popping now, but we're going to be signing off in a minute, and that's okay. But again, thank you, Minister Traylor. Man, you have really blessed me tonight. You know,
Thank you.
sometimes I say it and I mean it, but I really mean it tonight because you have so before I go, you need to write a book. You need to write a book. You need to write a book. Let me put that in your spirit before we go.
Eric, I need your help.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, you have a book because for you to say that you, as incredible of a singer as you are, that you didn't start singing really until college is incredible. You know, it's incredible.
Wow, that's
And
yeah.
so you need to write your book, and I'm sure it will be on one of the bestsellers list somewhere. How about that?
I receive it. I receive it. Thank you all, everybody that tuned in. You didn't have to. It's late, and I thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much, Dr. Nixon. Thank you for having me. I had a wonderful time.
Listen, thank you all, Facebook family. Thank you for your continued support. Listen, y'all, join us next week for Pajama Praise. Man, I've got one of the true trailblazers from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Minister uh, Willis Willis Payton is going to be with us tonight. There's Pastor Willis Payton, but it's Willis Payton that's going to be with us next week. Man, he has an incredible story. He's going to talk about some things that he's doing. He's doing some recording. He's looking for artists, and we're going to hear his story because Minister Willis Payton has been around a long time, and he's going to tell his story. So y'all be here with us next week for Pajama Praise at 9 o'clock. Minister Carolyn, we normally don't close with prayer, but I'm going to ask you if you would just give us a closing prayer. Wait a minute, I'm going to put you on the spot right quick. Give us a snippet of a closing song and give us a closing prayer, if you don't mind.
Okay. Let me just say, I want to, okay, I'm doing this to you and I'm doing this for the people that was on. Okay. After all you've done, all of the battles you've won, the very least I can do. After all God's taken me through, the very least I can do is say thank you. God, we come to you tonight and we say thank you. You are so awesome, God. You've done above and beyond what we could ever think or ask. And we thank you, God. We asking, God, that you cover Pajama Praise. You cover Pastor Nixon, God. We asking that you cover everybody, God, that's on this live, that's been on this live. God, you know every need. God, you know everything before they even ask it, before they even say it. God, we're asking you right now to bless each and every one of us, God, beyond what we could ever, Lord God, ask or think. And we're claiming it in your son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Wow. Hey, listen, y'all be safe out there. Continue to love on each other. Again, thank you, Minister Carolyn Traylor. Listen, y'all have a good night.